Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, for our last game of the season, the Masters Division, Division 3, between St George Randwick and Macarthur. The St George Randwick were a new team in 2023. Most players previously played Masters for Sutherland, but play club hockey for St George Randwick. Majority of the team were in the Sutherland team that won this division in 2022. They finished as minor premiers on 30 points after Macarthur had drawn their final round match with Macquarie Uni and so finished second on 28 points. All round matches during the season were very closely contested. Round 1, Macarthur won 3-2 after St George Randwick led 2-1 with less than 5 minutes to play. 2 late goals to Macarthur. Round 2, St George Randwick had to come back from 2-0 in first half to dominate, but second, Macarthur won 2-1. And in round 3, again after conceding a goal in the first 2 minutes of the game, St George Randwick fought back to win 2-1. Semi-finals, St George Randwick defeated Macquarie 4-0 and Macarthur defeated Ryde 1-0. So who are the key players to watch in this game for you, mate?
Well, I mean, if I start with Macarthur, I played with a lot of these guys many years back, and Phil Dunshay will be playing up front. He's a former Australian over 35s player, played a lot of years at first grade from Moorebank. Glenn Turner will probably play in the centre mid. Claude Matthews will be strong in defence, and Ashley Clinch will be up front with Phil Dunshay, and they're all New South Wales Masters players.
Well, St George Randwick, this brings back great memories for me because a lot of these guys were under 9 and under 10 players when I was coaching Randwick, back in 1975 and the ensuing years. And so here they are playing in Masters Division. Peter Kuda attacking midfield. He's an Australian player, very skillful player. And Andre Cabral. Andre's a very skillful player, president of the club, and done a great job in resurrecting St George Randwick actually in the last few years. He's shown great leadership. Greg Kay, we know Greg. Greg is a terrific defender, talks a lot at the back. His passes are excellent. He's an excellent defender, calls the play extremely well. Andrew Jones in the midfield. We call him Bona, one of the fittest guys ever playing. I remember as a junior, in the pre-season, when we used to do our runs from Randwick from Heffron Park to Maroubra, and Andrew Jones every year won that won that race. So I think it's going to be great value. The team list in Randwick St George: Les Wild in goal, number 1 Greg Kay, number 2 Tinku Kuna, number 3 Andrew Jones, number 4 Robbie Howard, number 5 Peter Kuna, number 6 Ernie Orth, number 7 Cadrin Oakley, number 8 Sean Glassford, number 9 Anthony Roberts, number 10 Andre Cabral, co-captain, number 11 Jeff Hayes, number 12 Matt Tremble, number 13 Brad McDonald, number 14 Graham Hall, number 16 Rod Tremble, and 17 Michael McDonald. Pretty solid team there.
Yeah, for sure. And for Macarthur, in goal, they've got Craig Turner, number 2 Tan Lee, number 3 Damon Brooks, number 4 Mark Tennant, number 5 Ashley Clinch, number 6 Alistair McMahon, number 7 and captain Glenn Turner, number 8 Mark Bratz, number 9 Claude Matthews, number 10 Brett Payer, number 11 Phil Dunshay, 12 Graham Gorman, number 13 Brett Allen, number 16 Daniel Foreman, number 17 Andrew Parker, number 61 Mark Stevens, and to round it out, number 62 Jesse Tuana.
So how do you see this game, mate?
I can see this being another very tight contest. I think these teams will work out to be very evenly matched, and I can't see it being more than 1 goal in it, to be honest. Godfrey?
Well, we've had 3 shootouts already in the last 2 nights, so perhaps we could see another one here tonight.
Well, yeah, particularly based on the results during the season, that's distinctly possible.
And the interesting thing is you have a lot of Australian players in both these sides going to Perth in the next few weeks, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I can see a lot of Australia and New South Wales players out there, and they'll all be wearing the sky blue in a couple of weeks for sure.
Good to see Robbie Howard over there, number 4. Rob had some health issues a few years ago, you might remember, you know, and made a terrific recovery and great stalwart of this club. We're having a minute's silence, ladies and gentlemen, for Robbie Sutton's son, who passed away during the week. Robbie Sutton umpired the earlier match. Our condolences and love to his family.
Yeah, devastating news to hit our community over the last few days. And again, my personal condolences to Robbie and the family. Andre and Phil shaking hands there at the front. They'll see a lot of each other in this game, I think.
Oh, great turnover.
That's a mistake
turnover.
by Greg Kay. And there's one
there
straight
you
away.
go. There you go. Wow. Wow.
And that looked like Phil Dunshea finished that one.
It was. Well, the old Moorebank player hasn't lost it, has he?
Nope.
It just shows. Turnovers. You just can't have turnovers.
And look, given that it came from Greg, who, as you said in the lead-up, has very accurate passing, that's not a mistake you see him make very often.
Never seen him do that.
So what do you think that's going to do to the complexion of the match?
Well, it's only early days. You know, it's hockey, you see, particularly on the turf. It doesn't matter whether you're 2-3 up. The game can change very quickly.
Yeah, we saw that in the last game, didn't we?
Yeah, good lead here into space to Jeff Hayes. Good skills.
Couldn't quite find one of his players there.
You expect better from Andre. I mean, he's a terrific player. His passes are good. He's a former great indoor hockey player. And indoor players make those passes count, particularly in the circle.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a bit loose.
Oof. Almost another one there for Macarthur.
2 shots and nearly 2 goals.
Yeah. What I've noticed Macarthur's using to great effect is that very direct, long ball, and it's getting through to their strikers.
Well, last Saturday, the St George Randwick team won their grand final. So I wonder if they've got a few sore legs after the game last Saturday.
Oh, yes, that's obviously a possibility for sure. And Mark Bratt's dispossessed and Andre off again.
Brad usually does better than that as well. Brad McDonald had a clean shot on the ball.
Yeah, he was only just inside the circle.
Yep.
But that's enough.
But that was a better pass from Andre Cabral.
Yeah, he set him up well, didn't he? Well, that was wasted by St George. They win the free hit and throw it over the sideline.
Well, at this early stage, after 2 good warm-ups from both sides, Macarthur just seem to be a lot sharper, don't they?
They do, but St George are waking up, particularly if they can keep getting the ball to Andre. His skills will shine. But if they keep allowing Macarthur to get the ball through to their strikers, there's going to be some danger.
Yeah, Macarthur looking a lot sharper on the ball.
Just looking out there, there's a guy at the back for St George, Graham Hall, just made that pass. I'm a Kiwi by birth, and I actually played a lot of first-grade hockey against Graham in Auckland.
Graham's a terrific hockey player. He played a lot of games with us at Southo, as you know, over the years. You know. Here's one of the most skillful guys in the game. Peter Kuna.
Snake.
He's very, very skillful. His brother Tinku is not on. Both are doctors. Both have very successful practices. Tinku's a very, very steady right half.
Yes, he is. I've managed both the brothers over the last few years in Sydney rep sides. There.
But did you know they had an older brother, Raj?
No, I did not.
And of all of them, Raj was the best hockey player. And he was an oncologist at St. Vincent's Private Hospital.
Right, they're all doctors.
All doctors.
Wow.
Yeah. He didn't move 5 meters. That's what the call is. So you can't make mistakes like that, right? I mean, these are top players, the Australian Masters rep hockey players. They're fundamental. Yes, well done.
1-0.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
I think the keeper will be disappointed with that.
It wasn't a strong shot, you know, but I think he was expecting Andre to tomahawk, and he didn't, and he laid it off, and Brad obviously surprised it. Wasn't a particularly hard shot, but anyway, it's 1-1.
Yeah.
Good vision, good pass.
Mark Bratt's on the ball now. He's an extremely fit player. He'll work his tail off all game, both in attack and defence.
He ain't gonna pass it. I'd love to have stats between who holds the ball longer, he or Andre, during the 70 minutes of this game.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting question.
Well picked up.
That's
well picked
very
up.
well defended. Well, I think we've got an
There's
injury
a clash
there.
Yep.
Is it Sean Glassford
Sean
down?
Glassford, yep. Yeah, it was an accident. They both turned into each other. Looks like he's done a left hammy.
Hopefully he'll be able to walk that off. It may only be a cork.
Sean's father, John Glassford, was fantastic for most of these Randwick players over the years. When they're 15, 16, 17, he bought a bus and he used to take them to all the carnivals around New South Wales.
Oh, right.
The Tamworth Carnival in October, which you'd remember.
No, before my time.
Before your time in Sydney. And he was like the godfather to all these the young guys. And that's his son Sean playing on the left wing over there.
Yeah,
And I'm sure John would be playing tonight. And if you are watching, John, best regards to you. Trust you're keeping well.
Yeah, I believe Sean's son played with him in that championship
too.
winning side on the
He did
weekend.
too,
So
yeah.
obviously that family legacy carries on.
And good to see John McDonald back playing as well. He's got two new hips.
Yeah.
Number 13 for St George Randwick.
And based on what we said earlier, they've definitely woken up.
They have.
So it's a much more even contest out there now, isn't it?
It's taken a while. They're using space well. Oh, bad luck, Andre.
They're also closing down the Macarthur midfield quite well.
Yeah. Good tackle. Whoa. Oh, well, they were there. That
was a very good piece of deception by Andre, wasn't it?
Well, it was good
to
play
receive.
because they methodically brought it up. They went wide to Andre. Andre's got a good pass across. There were two there. Jeff and Glassford missed the shot on goal. But certainly Randwick are looking a little bit more dangerous now. Some people may recognize the surname Hayes.
Yes.
And Jeff Hayes is the dad of, his daughter plays in the Australian women's hockey team, Greta Hayes, very, very good hockey player. Took the advantage away.
Oof.
Just outside.
Oof.
Well, this looks a bit ominous, really, for Macarthur because they're just too loose in defence.
There's no question that St George are on the ascendancy now. With Andre and Pete Cooner both running at them, they can't afford to miss tackles, and they've missed a few.
They have. And is getting pretty willing.
Yep.
good patience. Robbie Howard is in. See, I don't mind that, you know, but putting the ball in the circle there, you're putting defence under pressure. Macarthur have been under pressure for the last 7 minutes, and they've been rewarded with a penalty corner. Well played.
Yep, ambitious, but they've obviously turned pressure into points, so to speak. And interestingly, coming across to the side of the field that is unusual for injection of penalty corners.
Interesting, nobody's stick stopping. I have no idea what happened there.
I am uncertain myself, Godfrey. I'm trying to figure that out.
I think he's blown Jeff Hayes for balking at pushing the penalty corner out.
Right, okay. A couple of agricultural tackles.
Good ball.
Penalty corner needed here.
He's got it.
Yep.
That last penalty corner still baffles me. I just cannot understand why he gave the free hit to Macarthur then. I just can't work that out.
No, I'm absolutely as baffled as you are. I was expecting him to send the injector up to halfway.
Well,
and
that's
reset.
usually what happens. I mean, that's the rule, isn't it? And it could end up being costly.
Sure, yeah.
Too slow. Need to break quickly. Need to break quickly. That's better. Need somebody high up on the circle. Macarthur roll back now.
They've closed this down quite well, haven't they?
Yep.
And can now break themselves. Claude Matthews
Very
rolling
quick
away
out
with
there,
it.
very quick.
This is end-to-end stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. It's interesting because this umpire has given it that way, and the far umpire has given it against Macarthur.
I would assume that they're obviously in communication and have talked about it.
Oh, missed opportunity there.
I would have expected him to have beaten that fullback and had a real crack there.
Well, he had Leswell out, you know, out of his goal, drew him across. Should have had the shot.
Yeah. That was a great turn, receive and turn from Phil Dunche to win that penalty corner.
He's always had very good skills. And defenders have got to be aware you just cannot make contact with the striker's hockey stick when you're making a tackle. If there is, it's a penalty corner in the circle.
Let's see if they can do better than the last one, which was mistrapped. Because Phil does have a very good penalty corner hit and a drag flick as well.
That's better. See, that's a card.
And got one. Yep.
Right idea by Andre. Actually, if it went more right where Jeff was, that would have been an excellent pass. You see, there's so often in international hockey now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the use of an aerial ball is very effective. And there's another example which, again, hasn't quite got to its target, but the intention's clear.
Certainly Macarthur look faster of the two teams, don't they?
They are when they've got the ball, but I'm noticing in their midfield they're slowing it down when they get the ball in the midfield, and then threading a needle with a well-directed pass.
I don't know how much indoor hockey the Macarthur boys have played over the years, but certainly with this Randwick St George group, they've come through their hockey playing both outdoor and indoor hockey, and over the years Randwick had very, very good indoor hockey side. So they've got good basic indoor skills, which lends itself to good hockey on AstroTurf.
Yeah, I mean, the ability obviously to trap and control the ball and pass a flat ball, they're invaluable skills to have if that's how you were brought up, particularly as a kid, if you learned it at a very young age.
Oh, bad luck.
Very distinctive voice of Greg Kay leading from the back.
Oh yes, he lets you know if you're not in the right place and if you're not coming back to defend. Peter Kuno's brother Tinku is on the field now. He's playing in the left midfield role, which is not his usual position. He's usually a left or a right half. That's obstruction.
Yeah, just unfortunate though.
Yeah.
The communication wasn't right there, was it?
Yeah.
They needed one to pull out of that.
Our two umpires tonight are Chris Hawkins and Tim Campbell. We neglected to let you know about that. Both very experienced umpires.
Chris has been a busy man. He I think he was TO for the last match, wasn't he? So he's finished his role there in the penalty shootout and gone straight out and umpiring in this match.
They're just getting in each other's way up front, Macarthur.
Yeah, but St George are doing very well at nullifying their attacks, particularly in that area just outside the circle.
Well, with Greg back there, Greg Kay back there, you know, you'd expect that. He does marshal his troops extremely well in defence.
Macarthur, I think their strikers are just getting too close to the defenders, so when they try and drag them, they're getting picked off.
Well, with 5 minutes to go, Macarthur need to keep St George Randwick out.
Certainly appears as though Sean Glassford's run off that hit he took in the circle 10 minutes ago. So
well, that was a great run back, you know, to still make his presence felt. You can see St George Randwick, they've always got that one extra man back in defence there, which allows Greg to sweep.
what's this, their third penalty corner?
Third, yep. Again, it's the speed of Macarthur there. Those forwards, they are very, very fast. And Robbie Howard just got caught a bit short over there, even though he made a couple of good tackles. But again, make contact with the stick in the circle. Penalty corner every time.
Yep. Mike Stevens injecting it for Macarthur, and Phil Duncho's done an upright. Oh, well defended.
I thought he did really well, Macarthur, player to get in there, but great defence by Andrew Jones on the back line.
That's, yep, unfortunately a stick obstruction.
Well, Macarthur certainly have had the better of the chances, haven't they, in front of goal, right in front of goal.
They've definitely had more chances, and yeah, the quality of those has probably been better than St George.
Let's see again, St George had 6 players back in defence there. They got back very quickly.
But this is where Macarthur then slows things down.
Peter Kuhner's been marked very, very closely when St George Randwick have the ball. They've always got one or at least 2 people on him. Every time he gets the ball, crunch, there's somebody on him. Number 62 is just on Peter here, right in front of us.
And let's be honest, we most of us know, Peter, that you can't give him space.
No. Oh, Robbie, bad turnover. Could be costly. I thought he wasn't going to blow that. Even though the Macarthur player was away from him, it's right on top of the circle, so the umpire has to blow the free hit.
Well, that could have been another Greg Kay error, but they've done all right to diffuse that.
Great if they come off, but if it doesn't, this is what happens. We're back defending.
It's well defended by Claude Matthews.
Was well defended. They should have got a penalty corner there. You've got to get a penalty. You've got to get a result.
Final halftime hooter will beat them to this. 1-1 at halftime. What's your thoughts, Godfrey? You think that's a fair first half?
It's evened itself out because Macarthur started extremely quick, didn't they? They were really, it warmed up well. A lot of speed right across the park. They're defending well. St. George Randwick were very, very slow, you know, to start. And as I say, it could be not as few. Excuse me. A few of them limping off the field, so they could be feeling the results of the grand final last Saturday, you know, which they won. But they picked the game up. They picked the game up. They made their passes good. Jeff Hayes leading wide on the right wing over here. Got a lot of good ball, wide ball, but they stopped doing that towards the end. And so I think St. George Randwick have got to get back to that, keeping the ball wide and then coming into the circle along the back line. But all up, a good first half.
Yeah, what do you think Macarthur has to do to take this away?
Well, they have speed. They have speed, you know, and so they've got to exploit that speed. So as you said earlier, in the middle of the field there, they're not getting rid of the ball quick enough, you know, particularly to the two wingers to break away quickly. The thing is, they're breaking away quickly, but there's no support for them from Macarthur. There's nobody backing up.
Yep, so their strikers are getting dispossessed and they haven't got their midfield in behind to clean up.
Well, each time they're getting there, they've got 3 or 4 Randwick St. George players to contend with. And you're not going to get past experienced players like that, you know, one on 4, you know. So they've got to organise their structure a bit better. They've got to be a bit more methodical, Macarthur, in building their play up. And then they've just got to methodically back the forwards and support them around the circle.
You're right. So 1-1 at half time. Look forward to what the second half brings.
Yep. Okay, here we go, second half. I think we're going to see a bit more energy from both sides at the start of the second half. Certainly from Randwick St George side, they need to start a whole lot quicker. Number 6 for St George Randwick has Ernie Orth. He's been very steady at the back.
He has.
He's been very, very steady at the back. Is he a former Campbelltown player or Illawarra player?
He's from Illawarra, yes.
Illawarra.
Yes, he plays for Illawarra, yes.
I'm pretty sure he played with us at Southall last year.
Oh, okay, yep. But, yeah, no, I actually bumped into him early this year in Port Macquarie at the State 55s, and he was playing for Illawarra.
Yeah. And I think many years ago he may have had a stint with Moorebank in first or second grade as well, going back to his earlier years.
Oh, okay.
But a good, honest player, good, solid player. So that's Moorebank player and Moorebank player there, Orth, and
yeah, obviously
Phil Dunch here.
A lot of the players out there will have come through the grades with Moorebank.
That's right, yeah. Oh, bad luck. You don't see that poke tackle too often these days, do you? You know?
No, because it has the unfortunate effect, I think, because if you miss, you got a high chance of hitting a stick.
Well done. Yep, get it out of the fence. Good effort. Jeff Hayes having a good laugh over there.
Well, the thing with these two teams, of course, is these players have played against each other for so many years that, you know, they all know each other's game and know each other very well.
And they play alongside each other in New South Wales teams and Australian Masters teams.
Absolutely. Again, Macarthur, that you can see they've only got 2 strikers and they're very isolated amongst the St George defence.
Well, they were looking for the captain, Phil Dunshire, up front over there. That's a better ball. Turning it over. They're in the same channel. He hasn't got out of that channel. That's it. That's better.
But now Greg hasn't got an outlet. Well, he's managed to find Jeff.
Jeff has so much time on the ball, doesn't he? Seems to have so much time on the ball.
When he gets the ball, yes, he does. I played many years against Jeff in Masters, and he's a real handful to defend against.
He has a brother, Dr. Chris Hayes, from Newcastle as well.
Right.
Brilliant hockey player. And as juniors, their dad used to bring them to, you know, the matches, all the coaching sessions, etc. And they're always bouncing ball on their sticks and all that. The two of them always, you know, you always knew, you know, there was the Hayes twins, you know, coming to hockey. But Jeff gave up playing rep hockey very early to concentrate on his practice.
Right. Oh. I got the impression he may have been in 2 minds there as to whether he should shoot or pass.
Yeah. And so what happens? The ball goes right in the middle.
Yeah.
But Phil was in a perfect position. You know, had the ball gone to him, that would have been another goal. That's better. We're in trouble now, 2-on-1. Oh, bad. Oh, years ago. Well done, Brad.
Brad McDonnell slots that with the keeper out of the cage.
Well, they got lucky there, didn't they? Because as we see over here, the tackle's made there, but he doesn't quite get the ball with the defender, and so Brad is there to just help it over the line. A bit lucky, but it's 2-1. St George 2, Macarthur 1.
It was a great outlet across to the right and then down that right channel to find Jeff Hayes with obviously a lot of space.
Bad luck, Brad. His hips need a grease and oil change. Do you know he was one of the best indoor hockey players for Australia? Amazing indoor hockey player when he was younger.
I've seen him play outdoor, and so I know he had some fairly silky skills.
In fact, he played through a golden era for New South Wales indoor hockey. They won a lot of national hockey championships. See, that's rubbish. That is absolute rubbish.
I think Greg was hard done by there.
He's made some unusual decisions as umpire over here. And this is what happens. It leads to a penalty corner, which could make it 2-2.
Macarthur won't be complaining.
No, but you can see Greg Kay certainly complaining, and the Randwick Moorebank defenders are complaining, and I don't blame them.
Again, they've looks like they've moved away from the trap and have gone to an upright trap here.
I don't know how often Greg Kay's actually worn a face mask on a penalty corner.
I was just thinking I've never seen him wear one, ever. And
well, there you go. One bad decision leads to a goal, and from a goal there's a send-off for Greg Kay for dissent.
Yeah, he's obviously not happy with the
Well, he's not happy because
decision.
he felt the goalkeeper was hindered by the guy running in on the goalkeeper. So, I mean, it was a poor shot at goal anyway, so it should have been saved.
Yeah, it was definitely a mishit, but you're a former striker. You know that those sort of things can often lead to little bobbles are what beats a keeper.
Yeah, you're right. Good pace here. Great effort.
Oh, that's a great goal.
effort. Great effort.
That's really well finished.
That's what you call a second effort.
Yeah.
Right, and that's one way to destroy a team. 2 goals within 60 seconds.
Gee, that's a great finisher. Got wet, got on his guts, reverse sticked it. So, has St George got the composure to defend for the next 4 minutes with Greg off the park and stay in this match?
Well, that's why they brought Robbie Howard back to play central defender there. And I think that's a good decision, having him there. He's a very good fullback, very good central defender. You can see why they're getting frustrated, because there's no way Peter could have got to that ball. He didn't push it too far behind him. Has gone over the sideline for a free hit. So you can see frustration here for St George Randwick. They just got to keep their cool.
Oh, led in and the pass was going out.
Right idea.
So when Greg's 5 minutes are up, do you think they'll get him straight back on, or will they leave him off to perhaps leave the structure they've got at the moment?
No, I think they'll bring him back on as a central defender. There's not enough movement by the St George Randwick players. They've all, that's a bit better going wide. Years ago. Good skills by Andre there for penalty corner.
He caught Brett Payer flat-footed.
But once you commit and you go down like that, you know, you against Andre, you got no chance.
No, 99 times out of 100, he's going to win that tussle, isn't he?
Robbie Howard can hit a good ball, but Andre looks like he's going to do a drag flick. He's got Andrew Jones to his left. Straight into him. Fair enough.
You called it, right?
Yeah. If you look at that replay, Andrew Jones was to his left and he was wide open. He really should have slipped into him because there's no second runner. They all stayed back. So there's no structure to the defense of that penalty corner, you know, by Macarthur. There was no box or anything like that. Just one guy ran out and the rest stayed back. So really they need to just move the ball around the circle. Take full advantage.
That's a terrible place to turn the ball over inside your own 25.
Just lost their way for the moment.
They were queuing up in there, but
yeah.
And there's Greg coming back on now. See, in Premier Division hockey, that's a 2 minute. That's a green card. Yeah, although to me, I thought that was an accident. The Macarthur player was running back, and Pete Kunis turned into it. Yeah, but it was the other player. You know, it wasn't the same player. It was the guy behind him, and so that's why Peter was complaining. Anyway, look, Macarthur really have the ascendancy at the moment. They've definitely got their tails up after those 2 quick goals.
That's better.
Macarthur very quick to nullify it though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk from both sides out there at the moment.
Yeah, there is. The St George Randwick have lost the structure, really. Go for an overhead here. Good ball. Some younger legs there in the Macarthur side. Younger, faster legs.
Players like Claude Matthews, they're very good at controlling the play, in particular the speed of the play.
Yeah.
And he can go from obviously a very slow, controlled passage to accelerating and running away with it.
Yeah. They're getting frustrated now. St George Randwick could just go back to playing hockey with just moving the ball around, using the ball, let the ball do the work.
I mean, they've still got 13 minutes. There's no need to
Plenty of
panic.
time.
That was just unfortunate.
How frustrating is that? How frustrating is that?
Both players missed it. And
When
it
you're
happens
on, you're on. When you're off, you're off.
But Macarthur striker will go, I planned it all the way.
Well, they've got Glenn Turner on. Didn't go straight.
Oh, well saved.
It was a good shot and it was a better save. It's frustrating when Macarthur have a good striker on a penalty corner like Phil Dunshea and the ball doesn't come out straight. They push it out.
Yeah, and to his credit, Phil's a calm head. He won't get too frustrated with it, but as you say, you'd want to try and make the best use of him, wouldn't you?
I can see a card coming up here.
Yeah, I think Macarthur got lucky there with, had they got inside the 5 again, I think you were right.
Greg K demanding the forwards to come back and work harder to back tackle. Go, Andre. Go, 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 go.
Just got a bit disjointed at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty scrappy.
Oh.
Oh, it was a bad pass, but he got away with it.
That was a nice ball forward, but
It was a right pass, but I think the defender coming in front of Greg Hayes just put him off. Jeff usually picks those up on reverse stick. Let's see if they could take advantage of this. They've got to get a result, at least a penalty corner from this.
3-3 with 8 to go. That makes a very interesting contest, doesn't it?
3-2.
Oh, beg your pardon. Sorry, yes, 3-2.
He'll get it. Macarthur guy's quick.
Yep, he's very quick, isn't he? And he also just got back there, yeah, and won a free hit under pressure. That's good defence.
Early. Good ball.
You're not gonna get through Greg with that kind of ball, are you?
Hit and miss. It's a bit early for Macarthur to throw a ball away like that. Just keep giving possession away.
Even in the last 5 minutes, St George have been exerting a lot of pressure on them. They're really looking for an outlet, aren't they?
Just can't make that final pass. I think that's what they're going to do for the next 6 minutes. Just keep hitting it long.
Yes, I get that feeling myself. But given the quality of St George, that could come back and bite them, yeah?
Yeah. It's the old carnival hockey. Hit it long.
It is indeed.
Randwick, St George need number 3, Andrew Jones, to push up higher now. No point in staying back. Just push up.
I'd expect in the next 5 minutes that we'll see the ball as much as possible with players like Andre Cabral and Peter Kuna?
Well, you got to move it. You know, you're not going to be able to dribble past these players. You can see the way they're tackling. They're going right down, indoor hockey style, you know, flat stick or reverse stick. You can't get the ball past them. That's better. At least try and get a result. Try and get a penalty corner. So they pushed everybody up now. Even Greg's gone up. Get the short, get the short. That's good defense. Well done.
Ooh, Greg Kay's gone down quite heavy there.
Yeah.
And we've also got a penalty corner.
The penalty corner wasn't for him going down. It was for an earlier infringement. He's got whacked in the head there.
Good to see he's up and moving, albeit a bit gingerly.
Stroke.
Two very good saves from the keeper, but yeah, that had to result in a stroke for that, didn't it?
You could see this coming. There was a lot of pressure coming from Randwick St George there. And see, it comes back to, again, with 7 minutes to go, Macarthur started to hit the ball long. Right, so they kept turning it over. Yep. So the result, you've got a penalty stroke out of it.
Where do you think you'll put this one?
He can put them anywhere. It goes hard. Excellent.
That's a very difficult spot to save for a keeper, isn't
that
it?
Actually, but it's actually, even for a striker, a stroker taking it, that's really a very hard place to go that side, because you're going, you know, against the body to the right side. It's easier to pull it from right to left.
Yep.
And sling it. But that was an excellent stroke right in the corner. 3-all. 3 minutes to go.
Five minutes ago, it was St George that were panicking a little. Look,
Yeah,
tables have
another
turned
corner,
now, haven't they?
Corner coming in. Oh, Peter, got to get a result, Peter. And see what happens when you Macarthur getting the ball away, just hitting it away for the last 7 minutes. It's now very hard to go and attack because you're so used to defending. Randwick St George have got the ascendancy.
Yeah, the momentum's definitely shifted from Macarthur to St George, hasn't it?
Andre's going too direct. He's got to be patient. He's got to come wide. He's got to play a left turn. See, just turning it over. I mean, that's dumb hockey.
The ball was
He's got
to
three
go.
guys to his right. He's got one to the left, and he tries to go through Macarthur play. That's dumb hockey. And look what happens. They've turned it over. They could get a chance to get a penalty corner.
Just couldn't quite offload that.
Too direct.
Yeah, Brett
Just gotta
Payer.
be patient.
Brett Payer read that as soon as it came off the stick.
Yeah. Well, you know what Andre's going to do? He's just going to go very direct to Jeff Hayes. Either side, they need a penalty corner.
Well, coming into the last minute. I'll say that was well left.
Jeff Hayes very courteously placing the ball for the defender to get it back into play.
Yeah, I don't think either team wants a shootout.
That's
That's an obstruction.
Yeah, obstruction. So he turned his back on it.
Yep.
Well, as we said earlier, we could be going for another shootout. It's interesting how seasons go sometimes, don't they? You know, you get in the grand finals and there's a shootout after shootout after shootout. Even international hockey in the last month, there's been a number of tournaments overseas that have gone to shootouts.
Yeah, and obviously with a grand final, you don't get a second shot. So if you lose 2-1, you've lost. So obviously teams are very conscious of not conceding as much as they are of trying to score. And that'll do us. And yeah, there's our 4th shootout in five grand finals.
St George, Randwick 3, Macarthur 3 after a very, very exciting grand final. And we got our 4th shootout in our grand finals. Now this is going to be interesting, because one would think with the number of indoor hockey players that St George Randwick have, you would think there'd be a slight advantage for them there. On the other hand, Macarthur have some very, very quick players, and in a shootout you need to be quick. Get to the spot quickly and then maneuver the goalkeeper left or right and then try and get the ball past him.
How big a part do you think the keepers will play in this one?
Well, looking at both of them, they've I mean, I know it's 3 goals, you know, they've led in, but apart from that, they really haven't had much to do. They've been, you know, basically direct shots, you know, and so so they learn their keep now. The important thing is for them to take a good position on the shootout, to get to the penalty stroke spot as quickly as you possibly can. Stay on your toes, be ready to go left or right, but don't go down. Don't commit yourself and go down, because once you go down, you're a dead duck.
I was talking to Andrew Borg earlier today. He obviously was the Briars keeper last night, the Premier League final, and he commented he found it was a bit slippery coming out of that goal last night, getting to the spot. So he found he actually slowed down a little.
He actually, from memory, he actually slipped on the first one.
Yeah,
he slipped on the first one. I do recall that.
So yeah, getting to the spot, whilst it's important, the condition of the turf obviously could play a part in that as well.
The other thing is most of the goalkeepers today use the longest hockey stick permissible. It's a very, very light hockey stick, and which allows them to maneuver it, you know, left or right, you know, whether they go reverse stick or whether they go face stick. But it certainly gives them a whole lot more length, you know, when they stretch for the ball.
Yep.
You haven't seen too many attackers really take the goalkeepers wide. In fact, there's been a few of these where the goal has been through the goalkeeper's pads.
There have, yes. But also there's been a couple where the players have taken the keeper wide and have then unfortunately hit wide, even though they've got a goal open to them. And that, I'm guessing that would come down to they've played 60 minutes of hockey and tired legs.
So what do we have tonight? Have they got 10 seconds for this division?
Yes.
10 seconds.
Yes.
I'm picking Andre Andrew Jones, Hayes, Peter Kuna. Could be 4 of the 5. Who would be their 5th one?
Brad, Jeff Hayes, Peter Kuna, Andrew Jones.
Probably Brad McDonald.
Brad would be my call for one, or possibly even Graham Hall.
Graham Hall, yeah.
Macarthur, I'll go with Phil Dunche, Claude Matthews, Mark Brutz.
Thank you.
Probably Glenn Turner, and I don't know who their fifth one could be there. And Robbie Sutton out there as technical official for this.
Looks like Greg Kay is going. So I've picked 4 of them, but the 5th one is Greg Kay. He'll probably go last.
Sean Glassford, yep.
No, he's just standing out there. Peter, Andrew Jones, Greg Hayes, Jeff Hayes, Greg Kay, and Andre will be the 5th one.
Yeah, right.
Well, while they're getting on with this, thanks very much, mate, for your efforts over the last couple of nights. It's been a couple of interesting nights commentating on these games, and thanks to our people that are set up over here doing all the technical work behind us over here. It's been a great experience.
Yeah, thanks, Godfrey. First time I've commentated, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
As Coach Jack Gibson would say, "You done good, son."
Looks like Peter Kuna is going to start us off for St George.
Peter. Peter's got a very good drag on him, left or right, but he makes sure he stays away from the goalkeeper's stick. Got him.
Yep.
See, the goalkeeper was close enough to actually strike. Have a look at it here. Look at the replay. So the goalkeeper's close enough here. He should have had a strike there, but as soon as he goes down, your history.
Yeah. No. As soon as he committed himself, Peter was always going to drag him the other way.
So who's this?
Can't tell you.
Five.
The numbers are very hard to see. This is actually clinch.
Well done.
Oh, well saved.
Well done. See, that's, again, good keeping because he stayed on his feet till the very last moment. And his feet weren't too far apart, so he couldn't slide the ball through the pads.
No, his balance was very good. So here's Andre Cabral. Oh, well saved.
You got to stick to it.
Oh, well saved.
You got to stick to it.
Yes.
He didn't go far enough. Yeah.
That's one thing I've always noticed about Andre. He will recognise and acknowledge good play, and he's done that
Good
with
sportsman.
good keeping.
I think he's sporting a left hamstring from last Saturday's grand final.
Right,
Successful
yes.
grand final that they won. St George Randwick. But that was a good save.
Looks like,
Again, the goalkeeper stayed up. Stick was in the right place.
looks like Glenn Turner. Oh, that's a very good finish. I thought the keeper had cleaned it out, but Glenn's recovered and slammed that home.
Well, I thought initially, I mean, it ended up a goal, but I think the umpire was going to give a stroke then because there was a clash of sticks, goalkeeper hitting the other stick.
It's a good umpiring as well.
So that's one apiece.
And Jeff Hayes to start us off on our third pairing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Took him down. It looked as though he was going to tomahawk it, but then he turned around the other side and goalkeeper went down. Once you go down, your history.
Yeah, and Jeff, heads up, was reading that all the way.
Young Mark Tanner.
Mark Tanner.
He's dead.
And timed out.
Yeah. Good goalkeeping, right? Stood upright, stood straight, positive.
Yeah, the keeper always had control of that one, didn't he?
Yep.
This is your Andrew Jones, by the look of it.
Andrew needs to make sure he stays low on the ball. He's usually a very upright player. Very, very sharp. Very, very slick.
He made that look very easy, didn't he?
Yep.
You can see in the replay, he comes up, he gets right in front of the keeper. Some good stick work, and then just drives it straight home. Phil Dunshea.
See that good stick movement of Andrew Jones. That's very clever, you know. Bang, 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 boom, go.
Well, Phil needs this because if this is saved, we're done. And there we go.
Yeah.
So
3-2.
Greg Kay coming forward. A goal here, and St George can celebrate.
Do you think Phil Dunshea should have had his chance a little bit earlier rather than so late in the piece?
I'm surprised they didn't.
He's one of the
Phil.
better players. You
Yeah.
think, you know, you don't keep your better players to last. Here's Greg.
And that's it.
Through the legs. 4-2. And it ends up 7-5 to St George Randwick. Another victory for them this year. These players won their grand final last Saturday in the Sydney hockey competition. So it's a nice back-to-back for them in this Masters competition. Great result for them.
Well done, St George Randwick. That was an enjoyable match to watch. Both sides obviously had an attacking mindset.
Well, there was nothing in it. You know, 3-all at full time, and it comes down to a shootout. And once it comes to a shootout, really, as I predicted earlier, a lot of these guys are former indoor hockey players. You know, so they've got basic indoor skills, good possession of skills. So,
yep. Well, thank you, Godfrey. It's been a good couple of nights of hockey.
Loved it, mate. Happy to help.